I found the concept for this documentary very intriguing because there is something that goes into a person's obsession with serial killers and true crime. In this documentary, we see Maury Terry lose his livelihood, his marriage, his mind at sometimes, and his reputation over the fact that he's obsessing about David Berkowitz and his crimes. So it does explore a person's obsession into true crime and the consequences that comes with that. There were times during this documentary where I thought, why is he still doing this? It's been 10 plus years. David Berkowitz is in jail and he has said nothing contrary to his confession as of yet. And Maury Terry just seemed to keep on plugging away and thought, okay, if I just find this out, if I figure this out, if I crack the case, I can move on with my life. That never happened. But there was breaks, or not breaks in the case, but what would you call it? Things that made Maury Terry hold out hope. One of those things was David Berkowitz finding God and religion. And when doing that, he decided to come on TV and confess that I didn't commit all the crimes, and said for definite that there was people involved. I was not the only guy involved. I was a lapdog for a bigger organization. But once Maury Terry got into the investigation and actually got to interview David Berkowitz, he became so obsessed with David Berkowitz telling him directly, this cult was involved, this person was involved. He wanted to hear certain words come out of David Berkowitz's mouth and kind of steered the interview in that way and kind of led David Berkowitz down a roadmap of where he wanted to go. Maury Terry influenced that interview in a way that wasn't ethical, and that was covered in the documentary as well. And you could see his obsession come out in that interview. He led David Berkowitz down every corner he wanted to turn. So instead of letting David Berkowitz tell his story, he was like, well, what about this? Tell me about this. Because he had his own mind map of what he wanted to know. He had his own theories, and all he wanted was David Berkowitz to confirm these theories. He didn't care about anything else. So you could see the obsession really take over in that interview, like I said. But even though he was obsessed about this, there was other people he came across in his investigation that were obsessed about finding it out too. Mainly, most of them were family members of the fallen victims who were still mourning and still wanted justice and weren't happy with David Berkowitz being in prison for it. They wanted more. They wanted to know that it was a bigger thing. So some of these people actually joined Maury Terry in the investigation to uncover that this cult was involved. Hi guys, hope you all enjoyed this short highlight clip. If you did and you want to check out my full episodes, you can always check out my podcast Finding Yourself up on Anchor FM and Spotify. The links are available in the description. Thanks for listening.